Olympic Stadium after the events of yesterday is quite buoyant. We'll find out from Ron Pickering.
Yes, indeed. We're hoping that the bloodletting of yesterday is all over. It's a bright, sunny day in the stadium. There's an air of optimism about in track and field. I'm afraid that a lot of people felt that it had to come. One of the sharks had to come, and now they feel that perhaps the reverberations of that will be for the good of track and field athletics and for the good of the Olympic movement. So there is an air of optimism about. There's bright sunshine in the stadium. There's a lot of tremendous performances. And my advice to David Moorcroft is to go out and put his money on Butch Reynolds for later today. The decathletes at the far end of the stadium, as you've heard already. Daley Thompson going for an unprecedented third gold medal. And one of the great competitors is up again is Jurgen Hingsen. He goes in the first heat, and here's Stuart Story to take you through that heat.
Well, Jurgen Hingsen was a late qualifier for this Olympic decathlon competition. Believe it or not, he invited Daley Thompson across to help him to qualify. He did that, and he's here, as you see, and he's the man with all the silver medals. So the first heat, Hingsen, Tarnavetsky of the Soviet Union in lane 2, Valenta of Czechoslovakia in 3, Frimut of East Germany in 4, Johnson of the United States in 5, Pullman of New Zealand in 6, Bright of the United States in 7, and Kinder of the United States in lane 8. Oh, Hingsen has just behind Tarnavetsky. Tarnavetsky, incidentally, the Soviet athlete almost in picture, they're just in picture, was the bronze medalist in Rome in those World Championships last year. So it's not just about Jurgen Hingsen this time. There's some good Soviets, and there are some very fine athletes, and one of them Pullman, but there's Hingsen. 4 silver medals in major championships, all behind Daley Thompson. Tarnavetsky, 11.01 incidentally. He's got a best of 8.375 over the 10 events. That's Valenta, Czechoslovakia. He won the Czechoslovakian championships. Frimut, 10.84, 7th in the European Championships, 4th in the World Championships. David Johnson unsure whether to put the hood up or look like the rest. Gary Kinder on the outside.
Just worth reminding everyone, Stuart, that the decathlon, like the heptathlon, decided on tables. Every event has a score given for the time. Those points all added together at the end of 2 days. They start with the 100 meters, finish tomorrow exhausted with a 1500 meters, which none of them like. And incidentally, that American Gary Kinder was pulled around by Daley Thompson in Daley Thompson's only major defeat to a lifetime best. That's why he hung back in Rome to help Gary Kinder score 8,000 points for the first time. Well, he's now an 8,200 plus point man, and there is a great camaraderie. There's a great bunch of friends out there as well as rivals.
So we'll be watching the clock. It's not, as Ron was saying, about first, second and third. It's about times and about distances over 10 events, 5 on each day. The first day, 100 meters, long jump, shot, high jump and 400 meters. This the first then of the disciplines. The campaign almost underway. Well, that was Jurgen Hingsen in lane 1. He was the man to break. A little smile, so desperate to get near his best, around 10.74, because he knows that he's unsure about Daley Thompson, actually, Ron, because Daley is an unknown quantity this season. He hasn't got a score even.
But he's a great friend of Daley Thompson's. Don't believe anything else you read in the papers. These two are great friends. Siggy Vence, the one who's not in the German team, was antagonistic towards everyone. But this is the fellow that invited Daley over to the German Championships because he said, I can't make it in Seoul without you. And Daley actually went to the German Championships to help Hingsen get 8,300 points. And the German people know that, and they have a tremendous regard for Britain's Daley Thompson. And Jurgen Hingsen has a lot to thank him for.
Well, they'll settle back again. It's 3 false starts actually in the decathlon. It's slightly different to normal 100-meter running, so I suppose that's sensible as they are embarking on 10 events. 1097 is David Johnson. Well, Hingsen, 30 years old now. Injured in last year's World Championships. Gary Kinder, 1082 on the near side. He's a reasonable sprinter. Oh, and that looked like Tarvanetsky, or was it Hingsen again? Hingsen having a look. Well, we'll soon see. Tarvanetsky, it looked as though it was Tarvanetsky.
Well, I thought it was the man in lane 2, and if it is, I thought he was the one that had the false start in the first, Tarvanetsky. And in which case, there's Jurgen Hingsen questioning, but it's a long way to come for 2 false starts at the start of 2 days. That would be an ignominious way of going out. 463 indicating there. Lane 2 has got 1 light on.
Well, that's 1 to Hingsen and 1 to Tarvanetsky. Let's see if we can get away this time. Simon Pohlman of New Zealand in the dark strip, just almost last to go down. He's was 6th in the World Championships in Rome. He's come on an awful lot over the last 2 or 3 seasons. Oh, Hingsen again. And that's Jurgen Hingsen with 2 false starts. Oh, well, he may look a little distressed by that because he's only got 1 left. No doubt about that one.
And all the problems are on that side. They're triggering one another off. And my word, this is causing anxiety indeed. All those problems to get into the games, and the Germans demanded of him 8,300 points, which is a tremendous standard just prior to the games, to put 10 events together. So a lot of problems on that right-hand side.
Well, and also just underlining the decathlon rule that I mentioned at the beginning, that there are 3 false starts allowed. On the 3rd one he goes out, so he's had 2 false starts, and now he has got to sit and wait. Now, of course, if he sits and waits and plays it safe with those 2 lights flashing, then, of course, he's going to lose valuable tenths.